Hi, self and friends. I just want to explain the feelings that I feel from my first energy clearing session that I had today. I thought I did clearings pretty adequately myself, just being like a light worker and into energies and crystals, healing, and meditation. But sometimes you need assistance from friends that are knowledgeable. I came across this gentleman at the grocery store and he specialized in it like 6 weeks ago, and I decided to give him a call 2 days ago to clear me, and he suggested that that's what I was needing, and I'm kind of needing more assistance from others right now because of my injury too, so I'm more open-minded because I can't do everything myself. I realized that because I tried and my injury was still agitating me a lot. So started incorporating physical therapy now, plus an additional two, and have been doing the massages and my yoga one classes that I go to for stretching. And then now energetically I wanted to get cleared too, because the muscle areas that I hurt myself were my traps, both of my traps, which is the upper shoulders and the upper back, which are a very emotional muscle too, because I feel like for what all I'm doing I should have more progress. So I felt like my higher self was telling me that it's an emotional attachment that I was having as well. It wasn't all just from physical injury, it was emotional too. And I cleared a lot for the linear eclipse. I felt a lot of energy that day, and I always feel, when I feel heightened energy, I feel like I could utilize it to heal me, whatever surfaces. And it's from things that are in the past that I didn't even realize I was still holding on to, like judgments or resentment, and just kind of like heaviness too, because when you don't understand something, you kind of are like this guilt of heaviness and not quite understanding, so you kind of tend to hold it in to your heart. And I was feeling those, and I released a lot of that towards my immediate family, on the masculine sides, on the lunar eclipse. And I also shared with him, and that's how we met, was that I'm allergic to nuts, and I developed this allergy 6 years ago. Anytime I eat a nut or a seed, I break out with bad acne on my face. So I don't eat any nuts or seeds. And he said it was an emotional attachment as well, because I went to go see already a chiropractor, and he tried to change my frequencies with this machine that should make me more adaptable to allergies if it was a true allergy. But since it didn't work on me, it shows that it wasn't a true allergy, that it is an emotional, kind of a negative emotional frequency that I have attached to it that creates that response of me having to break out with the acne. So he cleared me tonight with that too. I'm not going to try to eat nuts though until after my next photo shoot. My next photo shoot is not until the beginning of November, so I'll probably try something like the second week of November, eat like 5 almonds and see what happens, and we'll see if that works. But going back to the clearing today of it was something heavy that I felt like I couldn't do myself, and I feel like I could, now that I know depth of things in the proper terminology too, is I was clearing from attachments and bonds and cords and stuff like that, but what I had was like a true deep heaviness, like just deep inside your heart chakra, which was like more of an entity. And I was been working on that and was trying to release it, but we're always healing, and every day something surfaces up that you don't even see coming when you're doing like spiritual work like this and you're healing. So it's just it's definitely a surprise every day. And he helped me let go of an entity of resentment and not understanding and grief. I was holding on to great grief from a certain person, from certain people in my life that created that in me. And I released it. And I know I released it because I started to cry, and I could feel energetically and physically overall lightness come over me. I feel like I don't have like a shallow breath. So I practice my breathing, but sometimes I feel like I breathe shallow, even though I practice breathing, trying to take more conscious, deep, healing breaths. But when we have these stagnant energies or attachments or entities, it makes it like it kind of disables us and kind of handicaps us to our fullest capable ability. And now I can use that as into a reflection, because I remember how I felt earlier today and how I feel now, that I feel free, I feel lighter physically, mentally, and I feel like I take good breaths, and there's like no resistance there, like no resistance at all. And it has to do with my injury too, but everything happens for a reason. In the metaphysical world, they say when you have a lot of upper back pain, trap pain, it's because you're growing your spiritual wings for the spiritual world. And I really feel like it has done that to me, because the work that I've done, the healing that I've done practically all myself too, other than my great friend Donald today assisted me, and I'll put his contact information below and in the link. So if anyone's interested in getting a clearing done, definitely call him. He is great at what he does, and he's been practicing it for a long time. And he does energy work, Reiki, kind of like Reiki and energy, but not just Reiki. Actually, it's more energy tapping, and burnt some sage and some sweet grass for positive energy. And I just feel like, you know, the person's like, the specific person had hurt me so much, and that's the only emotion I even have to attach with that person to, was like pain. It made me feel sad, deep sadness, and like grief and anxiety, and that was the only thing that I could ever relate to that person. But now when I thought of that person for this first time after he cleared me from that specific person, that being, I felt just neutral. I felt like if it was just like that being was just a child, and that made a mistake, and you just have to forgive them because they're unknowledgeable and they're unaware of the mistake that they made. Like, a child doesn't mean to say, you know, children are so blunt, they don't mean to say like things that are bad that could hurt somebody, and you know, we just kind of laugh at them, and we roll them off our shoulders, literally roll them off our back. And that's why that analogy is there, is because the upper back muscles, again, are an emotional muscle. They could trap in emotions, they could trap in the anxiety. And I felt that with it. I felt like that person is an inner child. Her inner child is damaged, and that's why she conducts and acts accordingly and holds herself the way she does. And honestly, for her to be able to identify herself with that kind of emotion and being, it shows that I need to forgive her, and I must forgive her, and I did forgive her, because she was just a child at one point, and someone damaged her, and she felt that. And we attach ourselves to negative things more so, because that's what leaves us with more grief, and we feel more sting with it, because in this world, this physical world, with what it has to offer with us as our beings, because we're spiritual beings, is very limited to positivity. This is more of a negative reality here. So we familiarize ourselves, and it's more familiar, so we feel more comfortable with negative, because that's what's usually introduced first. So it's more relatable than positive. How sad. But I'm sure for most of you guys could relate to that and put that into perspective and understand that and it leaves something more, because this world makes us feel numb. So when we feel something, it psychologically penetrates us, because we normally aren't used to feeling so much, because this world makes you feel numb. So when you feel something real, whether it's positive or negative, which unfortunately usually it's negative reinforcement first, you feel it. So it makes you feel more aware and more alive. So we associate and we gravitate towards it and we hold on to it. Like if it was a positive thing, but it's actually a negative thing, but that's the way the human mind works and psychological. Isn't that just crazy and amazing all within itself? So know that that's why you might be having a defeatist attitude, or you tend to go towards men that aren't good for you, or you tend to do things that aren't good for you. It's because you want to feel something. So you're going towards a feeling, not the chocolate cake. Like the chocolate cake's not gonna be satisfying. It's a feeling that you're trying to recognize and find relationship to, because this world is so great at making us feel numb that we alter to that to feel something. So know that, and next time control it, stop it before it hinders you. That way you're not a hamster in a hamster wheel, keep on making the same mistakes. Recognize that, but do something positive and choose to defeat that lower energy at that time. Like, I'm here to defeat and conquer. I know my purpose in life is to defeat and conquer my weaknesses. So you guys have seen me develop my physical strength and have seen my body transformations, my mental transformations, my spiritual transformation. I'm here to defeat lower energies of any kind. And whether if that's just negative talk, negative actions, negative behavior, negative thinking, food that I know is not positive for me, it's all negative, and I don't want to associate with it, and I'm not going to embrace it, because I'm here to rise above. I'm here to raise my frequency. You guys have probably seen some of my Instagram posts, and I'm always like, raise your vibration, because once you start meditating and go to that Christ conscious, open up that third eye, spiritual eye is the Christ conscious, and then open up the crown chakra to the Creator, the Father, you are more recognizable to lower energies, so you won't be susceptible to them, because you won't invite them, because you're not going to embrace them, because you'll be able to reflect and defeat that instead of going into it naive and gullible, like a blind person or like a child, because they're real blind, because they're so pure and full of innocence that they don't see the deceit in people. But you'll be able to feel that in deceit in others, deceit within yourself, most importantly, because we got to conduct ourselves. I always say a good mantra: my higher self is the main conductor of my human vessel. My higher self is the main conductor of this human vessel. My higher self is the main conductor of this human vessel. My higher self, the spiritual being, the angel, the more angelic, the knowledgeable wisdom person, is the main conductor of this humanly vessel, physically, mentally, spiritually. Say those good positive mantras and you will do good. And I just wanted to share my great clearing that I have. I feel so good and so blessed to have met Donald, and I feel so much better, and the energy is definitely heightened because we're getting more towards October 31st and November 1st. Is the spiritual rooms are more opened during that time. And if you guys are feeling like this energy, it usually comes on honestly as uncomfortable, but do something, manipulate it, make it be positive, do something to heal you, embrace those feelings that you're feeling, write them down, know why you're feeling them, honor those feelings, understand them, let them go, let go of resentment, let go of attachments, let go of negative energy, let go of frustration. You could just do that in your meditations, you could do it in your baths, you could just do it in mantras, and just understand it and forgive that person or that situation that has made you feel that way. Deep within you, it's good to feel these things because you feel them deep within you, so you know that it's not false, you know it's not fake or artificial, because the feelings that you feel that are in your gut feeling are honest truth and wisdom. It won't deceive you. So that's it with me today, guys. I hope you liked this video. Please leave any comments down below, and blessings to you, and peace, love, and light. Make sure to subscribe and like this channel. Thank you.